A question I get a lot is, what is estate planning? I think people sometimes have a sense that you don't need to go and see an attorney unless you've got multi-millions sitting there. And estate planning is kind of an intimidating term. But all it is sort of an umbrella term that means what happens, let's plan for what happens if you become incapacitated, and let's plan on what happens after you're gone to make it as easy as possible for your family. When I first started, a lot of estate planning that we would do would have to do with tax planning. We'd be worried about the federal estate tax, and we'd have these fancy trusts that we'd set up and divide up couples' assets, and it was kind of burdensome for the attorney and for the client. That is not what my practice looks like anymore, because the federal estate tax exemption is very high right now. It's about $14 million per individual that you can pass on to your beneficiaries. And if you're a married person, you double that. So almost, that is a pretty small percentage of people that are coming in to do estate planning for that kind of thing. So what people are usually worried about is, I don't want my kids to fight. I don't want to make this hard on them. I had to go through probate with a family member, and I did not enjoy that. So how do we stay out of probate? How do we not have a court proceeding after death? And that's really more of what I do now. Is it almost feels like family counseling sometimes, but really we're putting together a set of documents that help people designate who they want to be the decision makers and just navigate that as easy as they can. So I try to tell people, every time someone comes into my office, they apologize. They're like, oh, we've been meaning to do this for 20 years. And, my kids were small when we did this first will, and they just have all this guilt that it's not already done. And then when they leave, usually it's oh, it feels better. It's a little lighter. We got this done. It didn't hurt as much as I thought it did. So I just encourage people to dust those things off or do them for the first time if they haven't, just to avoid the costs and the fights if they can. That I do free consultations so people can meet me, learn about costs, learn about options, and then no obligation unless you really wanted to go forward with it.